You good, Jimmy? All right. Good morning, everybody. It is 9 o'clock. Today is Tuesday, October 22nd, and we are here for our regularly scheduled Commissioners Court meeting for Karnes County, Texas. Welcome. It is good to see a full courtroom. I love to see that. Love to see the participation. Let's stand for our prayer and our pledge, and we'll get started. Lord, we come before you now and we thank you so much for this day. We thank you for the promise of rain in our future. We know that your timing is perfect, Lord, and we look forward to that. Be with the Blackman and the Bustelman family and their time of loss. Comfort them, Lord. Be with Shelby, Commissioner Precinct 1, as he's recovering. And then just bless us, Lord, and help us to do the things that glorify you. And we ask this in your name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice. Okay, Ms. Sweezy, we have some folks signed up to speak this morning. Who's first on the list? All right, Dina. Ms. Sherman, you know the rules, 3 minutes. Awesome. Going off the cuff, no paper.
Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for letting us come and speak and air our differences. First of all, I'd like to praise all the commissioners. You guys work really hard, and you, Judge Hetzke, as well. I know it looks pretty easy, but when you sit on that side, it's not as easy as it looks. The reason I'm here, I went to a meeting where Mr. Giesler was the other day. They're proposing the Atlas gas, or I guess you'd call it a gas plant, out there on County Road 128 in the Showed area. And I'm not against it per se. I just think there's a couple of things that I really want to express an opinion, and it's a personal opinion on. First of all, the cost of paving that road, I think, basically should be bared by the oil company, because they're the ones that benefit from it. I believe there's maybe 2 residents that actually live down that road, and the road was a dirt road when they moved there. It is not suitable to run trucks on it the way it is. It's narrow, and it would be a dangerous situation, so I do think it does need improvement if they're gonna run trucks in and out. But I do think the oil company should bear the cost of that, not the taxpayers. But my biggest concern is the safety issue of coming out on Highway 239. That is a very, very dangerous curve. There has been a lot of fatality accidents there already without truck traffic going in and out. I don't know what to do to fix it, but I think that should be the priority in determining whether this goes through or not. The speed limit, they could drop the speed limit, they could light it up, they could do a lot of things, but it's only as safe as stupid drivers allow it to be, and we're always gonna have stupid drivers out there, so it needs a merge lane or something, I don't know what. That being said, you know, I welcome the Karnes. They did, several people stated about, you know, it would affect the quiet funerals and stuff at that little cemetery, but that argument's probably not gonna hold water due to the fact that truck traffic on 239 comes through there 80 miles an hour. I mow that cemetery, so I am there a lot. I know how loud the highway traffic is. So a few trucks going down that county road probably is not gonna make a lot of difference in that respect. But again, just the safety issue is what I wanna address. I thank y'all for your time, and God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Sweezy, who's next? Miss Barbara James. Good morning. You do have.
Fast. You know I can talk. So I'm here to discuss plans by the Road and Bridge Department in our county for paving that County Road 128 that Ms. Sherman was mentioning. And we've been promised that that road was already approved and on the schedule for years to be paved. And for the last year, Commissioner Dupnik would tell me every time I saw him that it was imminent, was on the schedule. And now as we're hearing, a deal with Atlas Gas is being entertained to accept money to help the taxpayers build a better road. I think that's for the benefit of a private company and a private citizen that doesn't even live in our community. It was stated by Atlas that the citizens have been heard, but not one resident was consulted. And I'm wondering and hoping that the court wouldn't take the word of an oil and gas company without actually hearing from its citizens. We are one of the richest counties around, and I doubt taking blood money from Atlas is needed to pave that little road. The Choate residents' desire to have it paved is for the ease of the citizens to attend funerals and to have a safer access to their cemetery. And last month, as Commissioner Rosales stated in the September meeting regarding this item, if an oil and gas company is asking him for something that doesn't benefit his citizens, his seniors, his children, the elderly, or improve safety, it goes on the back burner. Well, we have been on the back burner for years. Why did this change all of a sudden? I would just like to request that those same considerations be made in this instance. The seniors will not benefit from this supposed improvement. If any plans on how that road is paved are being adjusted to make way for someone's financial gain, that certainly does not pass the smell test to me. Building the road 50% larger, taking from the beauty and peacefulness of the area just doesn't make sense. There have already been dozens of accidents over the years, some claiming the lives of people we know and love. The cemetery has put a considerable amount of dollars into safety improvements that already were seriously damaged just this year by a huge accident just a few months ago. I can envision more of the same with inviting this company down that little road by having our county just rolling out the red carpet. As we've been told for years, it was already going to be done. In fact, the Road and Bridge Administrator emailed me and highlighted and underlined his statement. This planned work has nothing to do with the recent inquiry by the company who is planning to install a facility. And if that is true, I do not expect that some of these accommodations would be taking place. I just wanted to voice my displeasure and ask what the plan was before Atlas came along for paving that road. There had to be one. If there's a central location where the taxpayer can go and see what those projects are, I would like to know about it. Does it look the same as it has for the last 10 years as we've been waiting? If it does, then by golly, I will stop complaining and I'll get on board. But there sure are a lot of coincidences here, and pardon my distrust of government. If that plan is changed to the detriment of our little community, I just want it to be known. We want a safe road. We want a fiscally responsible road for the county. And if the county feels it was needed at that location before that sale happened, we want it to happen. I just want there to be transparency and the voices of our citizens to be heard. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. James. Ms. Sweezy, one more, two more? One more. David Morgan. Come on up, Mr. Morgan.
Good morning, Commissioners and Judge.
Morning.
I want to thank you for this opportunity. Well, I want to thank Commissioner Giesler and our Road and Bridge engineer for coming to our meeting last week and discussing all the things that were going on, the election, the proposed gas plant in our area. And, you know, when I was here last time and spoke, you know, I talked to you about, couldn't find anything, you know, couldn't find the minutes of the meeting, the agenda, you know, online, everything. Well, you know, lo and behold, the next day they were all there. So it does do some good to complain, I guess, once in a while. So we discovered, you know, that Atlas was here on September the 10th. And I said, well, let's educate ourselves. So I said, you know, I talked to a county judge and I said, hey, why don't we get some things done? He said, well, it's not that easy. So I went back and did some research, and it says in the law that in Texas, county government delivers services through a variety of elected officials rather than through one central authority. Now, it does say that the county judge is the CEO of the county, and that's what I assumed that he was, the county judge. And I thought, well, if I've got a complaint, I'm going to call him, and he's going to call whoever I'm complaining about and chew them out. But it don't work that way. The Constitution of Texas provides a checks and balances system in which none of the county elected officials is controlled by any other elected official. They answer only to the voters. How about that? So all those people that are out there watching right now, and anybody here that didn't know this, if you've got a problem with an elected official, don't call the county judge. You go to that elected official. If you have a problem with the county attorney, you have a problem with the sheriff, you have a problem with one of the commissioners, you have a problem with the county clerk, county treasurer, county assessor, tax assessor, you contact them. That's who you contact. Don't call the judge. He's got enough on his plate. He's the CEO, and his main job is to worry about the budget. He's to come up with the budget. So, all that being said, I want to thank y'all for helping us with this little situation that we have out in the Choate community. We're still going to pursue our election polling place. I went and voted yesterday and went pretty smooth. And I hope that we have a good election. And I hope everything turns out well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Thank you. Okay, item number 6 this morning is, I'm sorry, we don't have any others, do we, Ms. Sweetie? Item number 6 this morning is to acknowledge recognition / presentation of award and letter of commendation to citizens and Phoenix Awards to EMS crew members for their life-saving efforts that were provided to a cardiac arrest victim on September 11th, 2024. Casey, come on up.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. A lot about the Choate community this morning. This is another success story that came out of the small, quiet community of Choate back on September the 11th. So in EMS, we too often don't have a lot of good wins, if you will. You know, we care for people in their most critical time of need, whether it's injury or illness. And unfortunately, because of fate and many other reasons, we don't always win. On September the 11th, we did. With the permission of the family, which is here today, I wanted to share the success story that occurred that day, and pardon me if I get emotional. Our crews responded to a victim that originally came out for a fall on September 11th in the afternoon, kind of setting a stage. One of our Kennedy truck, which is the closest asset to that call, was actually on a transfer from Auto Kaiser. Our captain, Mr. Andrew Madden, was at our station in Kennedy doing his normal duties when the call went out. Call it fate, call it luck, call it just good operational oversight. He initiated a response to the call for service, which is about 12 to 15 miles away from our station in Kennedy, so about a 15 to 20-minute response time, depending upon time of day and things like that. And then initiated a response from our Karnes City truck just behind the courthouse here with Mr. Hayden Tucker and Mrs. Katarina Craig. Upon arriving, Captain Madden found Mrs. Salinas, who was in cardiac arrest with bystander CPR being performed on her by her husband and son and father. Andrew immediately took over, a confirmed cardiac arrest was present, continued CPR, provided instructions to continue CPR, and immediately applied an automatic external defibrillator, our cardiac monitor, to provide defibrillation to the victim. Shortly thereafter, our crew of Hayden and Kat arrived on scene and continued their resuscitation with additional defibrillation attempts, airway management, medication administration, et cetera. About 15 minutes into the resuscitation attempt, they regained pulses. After 3 defibrillations, regained pulses, meaning the heart restarted. And they initially put in an airway device that they, upon conversation, said we need to exchange that. And then they summoned the help of our friends with Halo Flight, who are here today, Mr. Chief Flight Nurse of Halo Flight, Randy Inslee, and the flight paramedic, one of the 3 crew members on that call, Juan Martinez, also including Ryan Kelly, flight nurse, and then pilot Curtis Bell. Summoned their help to Kennedy Airport. After about 15 to 20 minutes on scene post-resuscitation, it's a very critical stage in these patients because a lot of things can go wrong very quickly. We're worried about blood pressure dropping, starting vasopressors, doing 12 leads looking for cardiac ischemia. A bunch of things are going on during that critical moment of time. Andrew, and I want to highlight this, took the initiative to go outside and talk to the family. Talking with a few of the family members, there was a point in time that, you know, it's obviously a very tragic, somber moment because not knowing what the outcome of that victim may be. Some of the family in the room today are in the healthcare community, so they know that statistically these cases don't end well. Andrew took it upon himself to go and explain to the family what they were doing, because visually from the outside of our ambulances, we just have closed doors, lights are on, and we're not going anywhere. And so explaining to the family what was going on, what the plan of action was I think, a critical point and at least giving a little bit of closure at that time related to the case. Our crew successfully transported Mrs. Salinas to the airport, transferred her care over to Halo Flight, of which took her to University Hospital. I believe 2 days later, I received information that she was extubated, meaning her breathing tube had been removed. and was walking around the ICU. A few days later, she was discharged home. Not very often do we get to say that, especially in a rural community. Our number one enemy is geography and time. We do not have ambulances every street corner. We have 3 for the entire 754 square miles of Karnes County, about 20-something, 30,000 citizens. Without the help of bystanders, CPR, statistics are not in the victim's favor. Every minute that goes by without CPR, the person's chances of having a bad outcome, in this case dying, increases by 10%. I'm not a smart man, but 10 minutes go by, your chances of survival are 0. Mike, Colton, and her father Reagan saved Tina's life. Our crew just did the easy part, right? We have electricity, we have medications, we have all these things, but without bystanders, our outcomes aren't good. So today, I wanted to recognize, yes, our crews, but primarily the help of bystanders, and doing something that in that time is obviously hard. God forbid, I hope I never have to be in that position, but it's a good win. It's a win for the agency. It's a win for Tina and her family. Second chance on life. So, sorry, emotional. But with that, I would like to bring Tina, her son, Colton, her husband, Mike, her father, Reagan, and the entire family, as well as my crews, to, number one, meet in a much better scenario and circumstances, and present the awards that I have for not only the Salinas family, but obviously Captain Madden and Hayden. Mr. Craig wasn't able to attend today, but the system of care worked. Our little community of Karnes County, the EMS system has come a long way. And to take no claim away to the healthcare system, Otto Kaiser as well. We have taken the challenge and embraced it to try and increase our level of care when it comes to services to patient, but obviously training as well, oversight. Also, Dr. Razai is here, our medical director in-house today, accompanied by Ginobili, his partner in crime, but
Not Manu, Ginobili.
yeah, Ginobili, the dog. But again, I want to also thank you as a court for allowing the support of not only the agency, but as Mr. Morgan highlighted, you are a voice for the citizens, and without your support, we can't have outcomes like this. We can't, if we can't fund our department, the taxpayers don't provide the revenue to fund our department, you don't approve our budgets, we can't have outcomes like this. So it's a win for Karnes County, it's a win for the Salinas family, and I just, again, wanted to take the opportunity to recognize that. So please, come
Thank you,
forward,
Casey.
please.
Y'all come on up, folks.
Absolutely.
I just want to add one note. Avery, she turned 10 the day before, 11, but she was the one that noticed her mom in trouble and came outside to get me. So I think if it wasn't for her, it'd be a different story, So, good job, Avery.
Outstanding job. Outstanding job.
So Mike and family, on behalf of the agency, again, pardon my emotion, but we thank you. Because again, without your recognition and willingness to help at a time of need, without even being prompted, that is what's key here, is they did all of this without even being prompted. Tina would not be here today. So on behalf of the agency, we thank you. And with this, we have a small certificate and appreciation of our appreciation signed by myself and Dr. Razai, as well as some challenge coins. Absolutely, and I have a few more too. Would you like to say anything?
I just want to say, appreciate everyone for the hard work. I don't think there's one hero here. It's a group effort, family-wise, first responders. I appreciate everything,
And for Captain Madden, And for Mr. Tucker, who's here, again, outstanding work. You know, we train, we constantly talk about this. We go through this on a very routine basis as far as management of cardiac arrest. It's kind of the cornerstone of emergency medicine is cardiac arrest resuscitation. We kind of say we're subject matter experts in the field, right? We hope we never have to do it, but with the realization we do frequently. But not often do we have outcomes like this. We don't have this side to come and recognize these types of events and these types of outcomes. So Andrew and Hayden, outstanding work. You got, for our SOPs, you have achieved the Phoenix Award, which is a life-saving award, presented today to you. Mr. Madden, thank you all very much. Absolutely. And again, just what you're looking at is a system of care. Bystanders, ground EMS, helicopter EMS. If we had the whole resuscitation team from University Hospital here, we would add it on. There's a whole continuum of care. You know, we talk about the entire chain of survival with cardiac arrest. This is the chain. This is a chain. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Would y'all be okay?
Yeah. We're at.
I guess we'll sit right here.
Yeah, wherever you want. You have to squeeze.
Okay, ready? One, two. Perfect.
Thank you, Court.
Thank you, Casey, for that presentation. For the folks that don't know, our EMS, our whole crew, our whole EMS department, they've been #1 in the state of Texas. I don't know where we stand today, but I feel confident in saying that we are top 1, 2, 3. Just an amazing crew, and this is, you know, a testament to how good of a crew that we have. So thank you all, and thank you, Lord, for the good outcome on this. Okay, item number 7 is to acknowledge October 6th through 12th, 2024 is National 4-H Week in Karnes County. Megan, Eric here. I know this young lady.
All right, well, good morning. My name is Eric Taylor, and I am the County Extension Agent for 4-H and Youth Development now. We wanted to come in and do our 4-H Week proclamation and interpret a little bit about the 4-H program with y'all. We ended last 4-H year with 183 members across the county, which was a 32% increase in membership over the previous year. So we are excited to continue that growth and reach more kids here in Karnes County. Today, I also have with me Mr. Donnie Montemayor, who's our District 11 Extension Administrator, and he would like to say a couple of words to the court as well.
Morning, Donnie.
Good morning, Commissioners and Judge, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. I thought I was going to be after Addison, but that's okay. I wanted to thank y'all for y'all's support your tremendous support of our program. You can tell he got all the numbers there showing the great increases here in Karnes County where the young people are, for becoming so involved in the 4-H program. But that's because of Eric and Megan. And Eric and Megan have provided great leadership in this county, and we appreciate your support, and they couldn't do it without your cooperation. Also, I wanted to really give you my appreciation, and on behalf of the Texas A&M AgriLife and Extension Service, on y'all's support of the new position that he actually took, and we had an opportunity to move him over to be the 4-H agent. Karnes County has never had a 4-H agent, as long as I can remember, and I've been around a long, long time. And it's because of y'all and his leadership and his support of the program and his skill set that has become so important here. I wanted to give you an update on the ag position that was actually vacated by Eric. That position is open internally, and we are seeking internal candidates at this point. There may be an opportunity for external candidates in the near future. So just wanted to let you know we're seeking out applicants right now, and again, I will let you all know. I'll let Megan and Eric know when it does become open externally, if it does. Okay, so I just wanted to again thank you all for your support, tremendous support for that. This doesn't happen across the state very often, and if I'm not mistaken, well, this is the second time that it's happened under my tenure as an administrator in District 11. So I appreciate y'all very, very much. Thank y'all.
Donnie and Eric approached me 6 months ago, probably, with this idea and had the statistics to back it up. And so it's an incredible opportunity for Karnes County and our youth. You know, they're the future of this county. And so I was happy to include that in the budget. And Addison?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Whereas the Karnes County Commissioners Court is proud to honor the Texas 4-H Youth Development Program of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Services for 116 years of providing experience-based education to the youth throughout the Lone Star State. And whereas this admirable program, which seeks to provide a learning experience for all youth through their head, heart, hands, and health, helps young youth Texans to acquire knowledge, develop life skills, and form attitudes to enable them to become a self-directed, productive, and contributing member of our society. And whereas the program's more than 550,000 urban, suburban, and rural youth participants ranging in ages from 8 to 18 come from diverse backgrounds and truly represent the cross-section of the state. And whereas the program undoubtedly could not have achieved the success that it has today if it were not for the services of its more than 30,000 volunteers who have given generously of their time, talents, energies, and resources to the youth of Texas. And whereas throughout its proud history, the Texas 4-H program has developed positive role models for countless Texans through its inspiring programs and continues to build character and install the values that have made our state strong. Now, therefore be resolved, the Karnes County Commissioners Court hereby designate October 6th through 12th, 2024 as National 4-H Week in Texas and commend the 4-H Youth Development Program of Texas AgriLife Extension Services and the many men and women who have made the program a success.
Awesome. Y'all want to come up, take a picture? I'll sign both of them. I think y'all want one too. All right. Picture.
Actually, this is going to give y'all an overview of our 4-H program for y'all to look at it. Pleasure. You. Thank you. I will, get over. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 9, item number 8, acknowledge the fiscal year 2025 order appointing county auditor to be in the recorded minutes of Commissioners Court as required by Local Government Code 84.003B. Denise? Good morning.
Good morning.
Order appointing county auditor. Be it remembered that on October 1, 2024, the district judges having jurisdiction in Karnes County met electronically for the purpose of appointing a county auditor for Karnes County. Thomas L. Dupnick was appointed for a term of 2 years as auditor for Karnes County, Texas, beginning October 1, 2024. The salary and compensation of the auditor is not changed. It is thereby ordered that the clerk of the district clerk record this order in the special minutes of the district court, and that a certified copy therefore be provided to Commissioners Court of Karnes County, Texas for recording in its minutes. Dated October 1, 2024, Jennifer Dillingham, 81st Judicial District Judge, Russell Wilson, 218th Judicial District Judge.
Awesome, thank you,
Thank you.
Denise. Okay, now item number 9 is discuss, approve, disapprove reinstating the burn ban for Karnes County. I got an email from the State Operations Center, and Karnes was included in a statewide burn ban. So we just need to get this reinstated. It is extremely dry out there. Pray for rain.
We approve reinstating the burn ban for Karnes County. Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10 is to discuss, approve, disapprove authorizing Karnes County Judge to issue RFP for administrative services for grant pre-application. This is phase 1 application, phase 2, and implementation services for the 2025-2026 Texas Community Development Block Grant Program Fund of the Texas Department of Agriculture. Anna's here to give us a little more update. This is a pretty significant project that would have a significant match from the county, so I want it to be.
Well, they did just change that,
Okay,
Judge, Commissioners. Good morning. They actually made all county match 15%. 15,000, which is only 2% because it goes on size. But this is for, El Oso's trying to apply for another project, but the county has to obviously do that. This is just to go out for grant admin proposals so the county can score an award and then complete the phase 1 application. TDA changed it up this year where it's almost like a filtering process. So they're doing a phase 1, they'll deem them eligible, and then the community will be invited to do the full application in the spring. So again, this is something that y'all have done for El Oso, I guess, the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And they would be committing to the match. It's a $750,000 grant, and they would cover the match and then any overmatch, because we know by the time these things get funded, it is years in advance. Years away, and things go up. So this is just to put an ad in the paper to solicit for grant admin.
Very good.
Make the motion to approve item number 10 as presented.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed to it? Motion carries. Thank you, Anna.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Item number 11, discuss, approve, disapprove, convene into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.072 to deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property related to private resale of trust property. This item was tabled on 9/24/24 meeting. It is 9:34, and we will go into executive session. Okay, folks, it is 10:01. We are going to get back into regular open session, 10:01. Okay, item number 12 is to discuss / take possible action, reconvene into public and open session to take action as appropriate in the court's direction related to the private resale of tax trust property. This item was tabled from the previous meeting on 9/24/24. Tammy, do you need to come up? I don't know if you need to come up. It's an action item, court. Tammy, you don't need to come up. Yeah, John, if you want to say something.
I was just going to say, I think that this item could be tabled until the next meeting, and I'll come up with paperwork to present in the open session of the next meeting, either next meeting or the subsequent meeting after that.
Judge, you need a motion?
I do need a motion, yes.
I make a motion to table this until, sorry. I make a motion to table this item 12 as presented.
It needs to be a motion to take no action.
Okay, I make a motion to take no action on item 12 as presented. I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Item number 13, discuss approve, disapprove budget amendment and line item transfer of $15,000 from GO 100-540-1082, Associate Medical Director, to GO 100-540-1083, Lab Technical Consultant, for the purpose of engaging a technical consultant for laboratory accreditation within the EMS department. Congratulations. Casey Ebram, you get our first budget amendment of the year.
Absolutely. We're a couple weeks into the budget year, and I'd love to be number one for asking for a budget amendment. So as we talked about in one of the budget workshop, I had mentioned, I believe, Commissioner Geisler, you had asked about the medical equipment. Our budget went up from, I believe, 10,000 to 40,000. With that, we are bringing on a new point of care laboratory analyzer called an EPOC. With that, we have to become a moderately complex laboratory in the eyes of CLIA, which is a Clinical Improvements Liability Act through Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. With that as well, we have to become, the best way to do that is to become accredited through COLA. The requirements of COLA is to engage a technical consultant. The laboratory world is a new world that I am not an expert in, nor is Dr. Razai. There are people that live in that world and are experts, and so we're about to engage, pending approval of this item, about to engage with a technical consultant that will literally guide us through all the best practices, policies, procedures, site visits through accreditatory processes, et cetera. I just need the funds to pay her. The funds are available within my budget. They were line itemed into Associate Medical Director. As we know, Dr. Razai, who was our Associate Medical Director, is now our full-fledged EMS Medical Director with a different line item. So that $15,000 a budget that has no need to be used because Dr. Razai has again transitioned to a different position. So the money's available. It would have no additional cost to my department's budget. I'm simply just needing to have the auditor create the new GL as stated for a laboratory technical consultant, and then transfer those funds of $15,000, which are sufficient to cover the cost for the year, into that newly created GL. Happy to answer any questions.
So what's this person gonna do?
So,
I mean, are we just getting there?
absolutely. So she will, for the startup phase, she will provide all the oversight policy procedure manuals that will make us compliant from a quality control for the laboratory analyzer. The difficult part of laboratory is they not only look at the new device we're bringing on, they also look at everything else you're doing lab related. We take blood glucoses on people. They now are going to look at that. We also carry blood, which lives inside of a laboratory at a hospital. So now they have to look at that. So she will provide oversight, monthly oversight for the agency, looking for the startup phases where the lift is. She's going to come down, look at everything the agency has, bring on policy procedures, help us validate all the analyzers, work with the manufacturer to get everything implemented. And on a reoccurring basis, she will do all the quality control checks and validate all of the information we're providing to her on a monthly basis. And then 7 or so months, once we go live, which we anticipate to go live in January, February timeframe testing, she will then come down when COLA comes and does our site visit. And then annually, she'll come down at least once a year to make sure that we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing, that she's looking at monthly. But that's in a nutshell what she will be providing as far as a service fee.
Okay, and so just, sorry, Casey,
You bet.
we don't have a lab. We're just
Right now-
housing things that we, I guess, fall underneath that umbrella?
So right now, we are we have a CLIA waiver, meaning that we are technically a laboratory, but we are doing waived testing, meaning we're only taking blood glucose analysis from somebody's finger stick.
Right.
What we are going into is the world of taking a blood sample from a artery or a vein to analyze chemistries, hemoglobin, hematocrit, lactate, blood gases, et cetera. So we are becoming a laboratory with that device. So in order to do that, we have to increase our level of complexity with CLIA to go away from the waived realm we're at right now to get into the realm of actually being a non-waived, a moderately complex laboratory.
And just curious, is that something that you guys are like the technicians, I guess, of?
Correct. So we are.
She's just the oversight.
Absolutely. She's the technical consultant making sure that compliance is there. Dr. Razai, who is our medical director, will be the laboratory director. And then all of our paramedics, including our captains, myself, and my assistant chief, will be lab technicians. So you live in the lab world. You get it, Commissioner. Thank you for the questions, though. I think it's important, because it's something that not most EMS agencies do, but we as a rural EMS agency having the ability to get that information and treat critical patients is key. And it's something that we wanted to do for a while. Just having the right timing and oversight is what has been the holdup. Thank you for the questions.
I'll make the motion to approve item number 13 as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Court.
Thank you, Casey. Item number 14, Casey, is yours as well. Discuss, approve, disapprove request for proposals for construction manager at risk. That is CMAR for the Karnes County EMS Administration / Training Center. If approved, proposals must be received no later than 2 p.m. on Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, as described in published RFP. Casey.
Good morning again. I request no action to be taken on this item. The document, lengthy document, is currently pending full legal review of Mrs. Tapia's office. So per her recommendation, we'll postpone that until the following Commissioners Court meeting, I believe the 12th of November, talking with Raleigh McCoy RMA. That's completely fine. Just an update on the project. We do have a meeting on the books for next week, Monday, with all the consultants through RMA. So the mechanical, electrical engineer, structural engineer, and civil engineer with RMA, myself, will be on site looking through the preliminary plans of the facility. And then we will, once approved, an RFP will be advertised. We'll bring that before the court, obviously, and start down the process of accepting proposals from construction managers. But no action for today.
Thank you, Casey. Lengthy is the correct word. Is that correct, Ms. Tapia? Only 160-something pages. Item number 15, discuss, approve, disapprove recommendation by Casey RB Engineer to award contracts for fiscal year 24-25 turnkey maintenance and construction road improvement projects to BRM Trucking and Construction LLC, ABN Construction LLC, and CK Newberry LLC. I believe this was on our last agenda and needed review from our county attorney's office. I'm assuming that's been done.
Yes, sir. Okay, and we are recommending the award of three contractors that proposed. Based on the basis of our analysis, the prices we got will result in only a 3.5% to 7.5% increase from construction costs over unit prices we got 2 years ago. That's excellent in this day and age of increasing prices. We selected these three based on obviously their proposals, but as I mentioned last time, there were in this one there was one contractor that proposed that we will not be recommending an award to because of non-responsiveness. So let's see, is there anything else need to highlight? These contracts are 1-year term contracts. We have the option of extending them for up
through the fiscal year 26, 27. And it should, if we choose to do that, unless we can opt out, so can the contractor. But assuming prices remain relatively stable, this will lock our pricing down for the next 3 years.
So it's a win-win. If it goes up, if it goes up, we can walk out, go to different avenues. But if it goes up, they have to stay at the same price, so it's a win-win for the county.
That's correct. We look at it annually every year, so the court gets to decide if it's in our best interest to stay with those prices, and the contractor gets to decide if it's in their best interest. And if it's a win-win, and they don't really want to renegotiate or rebid, it's a very extensive contract.
So if it goes up, just say for an example, it goes up, that same contractor here can rebid too, if we go out for new bids?
Yes, if we go out for new bids, they can rebid and but we're not going to allow, I can tell you this, we've been asked before, we will not allow any one of these contractors to basically increase their price incrementally. In other words, they're either all going to stick there, or we're going to go ahead and not allow one of them. Next year when I come back to you, we could just potentially say one of the contractors didn't want to increase their prices and they didn't want to go ahead and extend into the next year. The other two may. So we have multiple options, and so does the contractors. It maximizes flexibility. And just as an aside too, some of the analysis I did, most of the contractors outside of this, when we go out for low bids, most of the contractors outside of the three that we're proposing award to typically bid 10 to 50% higher than the highest one of these contractors. So we're insulating ourselves from very high pricing by just sticking with these contractors and awarding to these guys.
Jennifer, you've gone through all of them. Looks good. I'll make the motion to approve item number 15 as presented.
Second it.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item number 16, discuss, approve, disapprove recommendation by KCRB Engineer to award contracts for fiscal year 24-25 drainage, maintenance, and construction road improvement projects to SD Reyes.
This is a similar contract, but it's focused only on drainage improvements. It allows us to take advantage of other contractors that don't address all of the turnkey work. They don't do the drainage, and the road work and the paving. They just focus on the drainage. And it allows us to get a lot of these drainage projects, portion them out, and go after just those. It's very helpful to us in rehab work. It allows us to, in the projects that we build in-house, it allows us to go ahead and address the more complex drainage work that we normally do on this work. And an example, Commissioner Giesler, is over on County Road 335. We did a very similar work because we just couldn't build the size of head walls, and we're just not equipped or staffed to do that. So we were able to utilize our previous contract to do this. So and actually based on my analysis, the award of this contract will actually result in negligible and in some cases reduced costs in our construction. So we got very good bids. We're recommending we don't award to two of the bidders that proposed because of the fact that they were non-responsive to several of the criteria in the RFPs.
Is this a 1 year?
This is a 3 year.
Same as the other one?
Same as the other one, yes, sir. And so does the contractor.
Same options, back out if we need to rebid if it goes too high?
Yes, sir. Ms. Tapia, you did look at this one too? Thank you.
I mean, if they go lower, we can rebid, right?
Yes, sir.
I got you. We're not stuck in there 100%.
And yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the same as item 15, it's just about drainage.
Yes, sir. It's just the scope is the only thing that's different.
I'll make a motion to approve item 16 as presented.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Item number 17, discussion is a presentation by TxDOT to provide status update on bridge replacement projects on County Road 230, County Road 326, and other planned TxDOT projects in Karnes County. Benny Lissney, Commissioner Precinct 2, Wes Giesler, Commissioner Precinct 4.
We got Mr. Novosad, our TxDOT area engineer. So do a little presentation.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank you, commissioners. I say, appreciate all the collaboration and work throughout the year. And same to you, Judge. I say, if we got issues and stuff, appreciate y'all reaching out to me anytime. And we'll try to work and get things resolved. So
FM
appreciate
99, got that speed limit in Coy City.
Got that done. I say, since you brought that, I'll kind of hit some speed zones. So we got the one in Coy City done. We got the one on 181 passed, got that one dropped. We got the one in Falls City, the school zone. Those signs should be going up. We put the foundations, waiting for the flashing beacons to come in, but we should get that school zone on 181 and on 87 around the Falls City School there to slow some of that traffic down to the peak times of school traffic. And then I know the 239 got brought up earlier. We have a speed study on that one as well that we're looking into that got brought up. So trying to get that one expedited and trying to move that one up and get that done a little quicker because of the other stuff, because we had that study going before we knew the gas plant was coming. Now the gas plant's coming and really want to try and get that sped up. So those are some of the ones we got going. I just ask for y'all's commitment that we get the enforcement out there and that we can kind of get, low speed limits doesn't do us any good if we don't have the enforcement. So
exactly.
if we can work together on that, and I don't mind working with you guys. We have a good process in place. If y'all get the request from y'all's constituents, just shoot me an email like we normally do, and we can get that that request put in and get the studies done and get the minute orders, everything done so it's enforceable. So appreciate your help on that. As far as projects, I'll kind of go through some of the big topics, the big ticket items that kind of have came up. It's broken down into a 4-year window. The outer years are a little lighter. The 2 years are pretty set. Years 3 and 4, the things can fluctuate in there a little bit, the way budgets work and that kind of stuff. So one of the notable ones is number 3. That's over there on FM 81, on Cemetery Road on 2773. Has some safety lighting there. I know that was brought up by the mayor there and county commissioners and stuff to get some lighting there. So we got, they have lighting in town. We're trying to get that. We got a current project to get lighting all on 72 through Runge as well. That was also got brought up, so that's in the works right now. And like I say, we're currently working on that project right there north of Runge to finish that 81 corridor right there. So we poured the bridge deck today, so hopefully we'll be able to open that up soon. Another notable is number 4 and 5. Those two go hand in hand. There's 2 different category fundings, but it's about $12 million to work on the intersection of 80 and 792 to add a left turn lane or to reconstruct that bridge so it can accommodate the storage capacity for the left turn lane coming southbound, because we didn't have enough storage capacity there to accommodate all that on the bridge that's there. So we're going to have to rebuild the bridge. The bridge has served its purpose, served its life, and so if this, instead of widening onto it a third time, I think, we'd like to rebuild it, get, span the river, get the columns farther outside of there, because right now there's a column dead center. That way you kill a lot of debris and stuff, so we'll have a whole new structure there, and like I said, we'll be able to accommodate that and kind of get that enhancements done to that intersection. Add some safety lighting there, hopefully, and get all that little problem area we got up there addressed. And so when I say want to do it right, it's a long time coming, but instead of just, trying to just squeeze something minor in there, try to get, looked at the whole corridor and get something in there.
That's
So
going to be a major project.
I know it's a hot topic, so that's coming this fiscal year. So I probably should have explained that. Our fiscal year runs from September 1st to August 31st. So we just entered our fiscal year 25, and that's kind of how these years are determined on this sheet here. So in 26, we got the county road replacements on, that's number 10 there, on the San Antonio River Bridge on County Road 326, about $4.6 million. And then we got the one farther down on number 15 on County Road 230, the draw structure there. That's about $600,000, $750,000. So all in all, like I say, with the highway bridge program and the county working with us, Wayne and our team there in Corpus and the area office here, the county, instead of they all foot in the bill for that, got, it's about over $5 million that would save the county by using the program and doing that. So appreciate the work on that. And like I say, I think it's good stuff for us to do. So other notable ones is
number 11 and 16 on FM 791. That's to rehab and widen the entire corridor from the Atascosa County line all the way to 887 there in Fall City. That's going to replace the San Antonio River Bridge there, widen that structure out along with Scaredall Creek. That's about $30 million project.
Do y'all collaborate with I guess, San Antonio District? That would be Atascosa? Do y'all
Yes.
collaborate where they'll pick up on at the county line?
Easy the
and
county
they'll go-
line, yes, yes.
Okay, good.
And so I say, for years, we had 99 fixed, they had 791 fixed. And, you know, during energy sector 99, our 99 was in bad shape. And I say just, at that point, it was kind of, I say, probably the communication could probably break down a little bit. You know, it's probably been better to stick it here. But they were seeing more issues on their end, we're seeing more on ours. So, you know, it's always kind of trying to factor those things in. But, yes, we're always talking, we kind of talk to Yoakum. We border a lot of districts. We have Yoakum District on the Gonzales and DeWitt County side. And we got, you know, and then we got San Antonio on the Wilson and Atascosa County side. So we work with them regularly. But then another notable one is number 13 on the FM 627 over there in Harmony, the Cladle Creek Bridge on, that's on system, that's our bridge, but it is going to raise that bridge up significantly. We shut that thing down almost every significant rainfall we get up in there. The watershed's pretty huge over top, so that should help that community get out of there a little faster. Not saying it won't over top again, but like I say, it should do a significant improvement to that. I say, let me see what else I got here. On the county roads, we're looking at trying to close those down. We'll have more conversations with the county commissioners and Wayne on that to see what all we need to do there. But it would expedite construction if we're able to close those roads down and build them halfway. It might not even be feasible with the substructures and stuff we have there in order to make it hold the traffic volumes there. So we'll work with y'all on that, but you know, we'll probably end up shutting those down and detouring around. So moving down the list, I got FM 81 from US 181 to 1144. That's the last stretch of 81. They'll get reconstructed and widened, and that's another one. It's about $9 million, a little bit over that. So then moving into 27, notable one there is FM 2724. Rehab and widen that one. That's about $8 million. And then in FY 28, FM 87, the remaining portion from 2724 to Gillette, that will also be about $11 million there. So that's kind of what we got. We got a lot of seal coat projects throughout there. So you'll see our crews out there doing maintenance work and level ups and base repairs, things like that to get it ready for the seal coat to help waterproof those roads and help preserve those infrastructure we have out there. So I do want to take an opportunity to do a safety plug. I say, you know, the lights on for safety, you know, we have our lights on, we have blue and ambers and stuff like that. The move over, slow down, it's a big thing. You know, we were working on 123 the other day and people were just running through there, weren't stopping at a flag station. We called DPS. They give us an awesome assist. And I mean, we wrote some tickets, people not wearing seatbelts to work zones, just different stuff, really helps slow traffic down. And I know county deputies will do the same thing if we ever need help. And I say, but I say, really want to, you know, emphasize, you know, that, you know, have some people's ear here, you know, take it home to your families, you know, it's our families, our loved ones working out there. I'm out there sometimes with these guys and working next to people going 70 miles an hour is not, it's a dangerous job. So any help we can get, you know, is appreciated. Like I say, and the other thing with seat belts, we review fatalities in my three, we do it for the whole district, but I sit in on the ones on my three counties of responsibility in Beagle and Karnes County. We review every fatality, see if there's anything we can do to, you know, safety-wise that, you know, enhancements that, you know, maybe we don't have out there we can add or things like that. A trend we've noticed is seat belts. It's a lot of accidents happening, a lot of fatalities happening because people aren't wearing seat belts. And probably the majority of them, if they had the seat belts on, they would still be here. And so we've had a high, it's too many people dying on the roads, and like I say, and we can save them with wearing seatbelts, so share that with your loved ones, things like that. But I've kind of noticed that trend across our whole district. We review them for the whole district, and there's been a significant increase in, we've been reviewing lately, and it's hard to put a safety device out there when you have one in your car that you're not using. And so we want to take the opportunity to kind of hopefully resonate with one person. If we can reach one person, maybe it's one extra life saved. So thank you all for y'all's time. Have you got any questions for me on anything? Or
Court, any questions for Nick?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Thank you very much for the,
The intent was, we scoped them. We have not got anything back officially, but the thing was to stay in the existing right of way. So they're doing some forensics out there, so you'll see them do some bore logs, stuff like that, to get some data on the, they got to drill a borehole to see what kind of geotechnical stuff we have there, how far the drill shaft have to be, some things like that. And like I say, then, yeah, so as soon as I start getting a preliminary layout, we're not at the 30% yet, but we have them, we just got them on board, just had a kickoff meeting. So they'll kind of hit, the consultant will get on the ground running, getting after designing those. When I have something, I'll present it to you, and then we can meet up with the respective commissioners, and just any concerns that they have, we can get those addressed early on in the design phase. So we're not doing it late, and we're not, trying to change something late, because then it affects the letting date, and then it won't make these dates that, these are the fiscal years that we have. So I'll try to communicate that to you as soon as I get a layout. But right now, we're in the really early phases. Like I say, it's not until 26. That design shouldn't take a long time. We're trying to get them done, get them on the shelf per se. And that way, if for some reason funding becomes available somewhere else in the state that this project doesn't let, this funding is always potential. We can always move stuff forward and stuff like that as well. So trying to get them done. And thank you all. Like I say,
Thank you.
I appreciate the collaboration here. Like I say, y'all have been
Nick,
very
I'd like
helpful.
to thank you for working with us and with the Road and Bridge. You and Mr. Geisler work real well together
No.
and keeping us commissioners informed and answering all of our questions. Thank you.
Try not to bother y'all too much. I know y'all are busy, and like I say, but anytime, like I say, y'all pick up the phone, call me, or call us about anything. Like I say, we're willing to help, and say we have a good partnership. And like I say, probably one of the best. And like I say, proud to work with you guys. And so,
Thank you.
let's see. So anytime.
thank you, Nick.
y'all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Item number 18 is our consent agenda. We have our reports from EMS, District Clerk, Constable Precinct 3, and our Veteran Service Officer. Quick note on EMS, we collected $1.256 million EMS collections over this past fiscal year. Incredible. Yes, we spend money on EMS, but EMS also brings money in. So I'd like to remind folks about that.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? All right, do we need to pull anything from the consent agenda? If not, we'll move on to updates from our commissioners. I did talk to Shelby last week. Shelby sounded much better, and he told me that he looks a lot better. I don't know if that's possible, but no, I'm kidding. Shelby's on the road to recovery, but continue to keep him in his prayers. All right, Commissioner Precinct 2.
First thing I'd like to do is thank all our county employees. And we had a incident on County Road 228 last week. Wasn't it last week, Tyler? Last weekend? 228? Yeah. We had some citizens that called. There was a water transfer company laying lines on County Road 228 and damaging our newly paved road. Now, I contacted the Road and Bridge Engineer Geisler and Special Projects Jim Adams. He contacted the water transfer company and the oil company and that they were working for, and they said they're going to pay for the damages. And very disappointed with our water transfer company. I don't know if you've noticed, but when they lay their lines on the state highways, they put them up against a fence and pin them up there. They lay theirs in our county roads wherever they want to. And I've been notified by road and bridge inspectors on County Road 209. Same thing has happened. They've damaged the road. So I've asked Mr. Geisler to develop a proposal working with the special projects and our county attorney that will update usage fees and establish legal processes to assess fines to companies that damage our roads, and would like to see it done as soon as possible in the next 2 weeks, if possible. And we have complaints about sand and gravel trucks speeding on our county roads and trash being dumped. Please, any citizens or anyone sees anything that being done on our roads or damaging our roads, contact myself or Road and Bridge, the Sheriff's Department. And been working with Renee on our tax annex building, and we got a little bit more to work on it, but hopefully in the near future, we're gonna get that finished, and that's about it.
All right, Commissioner Rosales, Precinct 3.
Same thing, answering the call, solving as many problems as we can. Met with constituents about some shredding, patching, potholes on some roads. We continue work on County Road 266. I do have some information on from some constituents regarding some of the county roads and some other small items that I got to get with our engineer about. That's about all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Geisler, Precinct 4.
So County Roads 311, 312, 313, 314, 335, and 336, they were all waiting approval of the contracts that we approved today, it appears, so it will work on them, will continue on forward. I received quite a few calls about dumping. I reached out to the sheriff and he sent deputies out. Also reached out to the constable, he also went out and aided that as well. There were miscellaneous calls, some about loose animals, relayed them to the Sheriff's Department, got them taken care of. I would like to thank Nick again for meeting Road and Bridges engineer and I out at 239 and 128 where the Schultz Cemetery to take a look at that on a in-person basis. I'd like to also thank all the folks from Schultz that came in today and voiced their concerns. I really do appreciate that. That's kind of what we need to have, honestly. But I also went out and visited with them as well during their meeting and got some good feedback from that. That's all I've got, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, let's have our reports from our auditor and our treasurer.
All right, good morning, Court. Y'all should have gotten my report last week. I gave you all the monthly recap. Basically, we finished out the year very well. Our ad valorem taxes were $14,018,286, so we exceeded the budget by 0.91%. Sales tax was $6,292,059. We were slightly short, about 4.5%. Interest was $3,284,938. We exceeded the budget by 72.89%. EMS receipts, Judge just acknowledged that we finished the year at $1,274,272, so we're at 69.9% over on budget. And tax office fees was $463,911, which was 9.16% over budget. Our expenses came in at 61.48% for the general fund. So overall, the general fund had a plus right now without any adjustments to outside auditors will make of $11,775,005. The non-court bills, GEO was $8,957,6080. Our payroll was $559,961.09. Payroll taxes, insurance payments, and retirement, $454,200.44. Utilities, $54,908.92. And all other bills are $114,995.01, which for the non-court bills were $10,517,200.09. Our investments for the end of the year were $91,174,276.58, which comprises of Texas class of $30,117,705.54, Tex pool $29,685,640.74, and multi-bank, which is Persian LLC, of $31,379,30.40. I mentioned earlier that we're to the plus about $11 million for the general fund, while our investments are $10,928,96.65 higher this year than what they were last year when we closed out. So that's where the money is. And I tell business owners all the time, when we made money, where is it? Well, more than likely it's in the bank or you bought inventory or something. So we had a very good year again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We need our treasurer's report from Vida.
Good morning. Balance as of August 2024, $95,385,018.55. Receipts for the month of September 2024, $36,174,394.23. Disbursements for September 2024, $38,841,274.58, for an ending balance as of September 2024, $92,718,138.20.
Okay, item number 22, action regarding the treasurer's report.
I'll make the motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item 23 is to discuss, acknowledge any personnel changes. This is through all departments. And new hires, we have a deputy clerk in the county clerk's office. We lost a deputy in the sheriff's department. Nobody's retired. We are currently hiring an assistant county attorney, human resource director. I'm finishing up next week, or this week I'll finish up with interviews and that, so we'll get that knocked out. Karnes Wilson Juvenile Probation Department is looking for lots of things: behavioral specialist, youth prevention specialist, case manager, QMHP, a ropes facilitator, sheriff's patrol deputies. How many we need, Dwayne? I don't see Dwayne in here. 7, back to 7 now. Sheriff's Department, courthouse security, I'm working on that with Ms. Tapia. I think we found the path. And tax office is looking for a deputy clerk. This report is current as of October 16th. And item number 24 is our payment of bills. I noticed Road and Bridge.
Okay, Court, the bills are $1,179,119.27, which general fund is $393,049.96. Another large item is the Road and Bridge is $722,117.50. And our cutoff for bills for 24, fiscal year 24, is going to be next Thursday, the 31st. So whatever was received and purchased prior to 9/30, we can put into last year's budget. And the outside auditors will be here on the 19th and 20th of December.
I'll make the motion to pay the bills as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item 25, acknowledge Commissioners Court will meet on November 12th, 2024, 9 o'clock in the morning, right here in your Karnes County Historic Courtroom at 101 North Panna Maria Avenue, Suite 200, Karnes City, Texas, 78118. Item number 26, need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move we adjourn. Second.
Okay, thank you all for coming.